Okay, now the next major physiographical division of India is the peninsular plateau. Okay, so the peninsular plateau is a tableland composed of the old crystallines, okay, and indigenous and the metamorphic rocks. Okay, so the peninsular plateau is composed with old crystalline, indigenous and the metamorphic rocks. Okay, so it was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land and thus making it a part of the oldest landmass. Okay, so the plateau has broad and shallow valley and rounded hills. Okay, so this plateau consists of two broad division, that means the central highland and the Deccan plateau. These are all the two parts of the types of the peninsular plateau. So the part of the peninsular plateau lying to the north of the Narmada river and covering a major area of the Malwa plateau. So it is known as the central highland. Okay, and Vindhyanchal range bounded by the Satpura range on the south and the Aravalli on the northwest. Okay, so the flow of river draining this region, namely Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and the Ken. Okay, I repeated that the river can be flow from this region is Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and Ken. Okay, so these are from southwest to northwest. Okay, so the central highland are wider in the west and narrow in the east. Okay, so the eastward extension of the plateau is locally known as Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand. Okay, the easternward extension of this plateau are locally known as Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand. Okay, so the Chota Nagpur plateau mark as the further eastward extension. Okay, so this was the central highland, the part of peninsular plateau, first part, that is central highland composition. After it, second composition is Deccan plateau, which was the second part of the peninsular plateau. Okay, so the Deccan plateau is a triangular landmass that lies in the south of the river Narmada. Okay, so the Satpura range flank in Bodh base in the north, while the Mahadev, the Kaimur hills and the Michael range. Okay, so it was extended for eastern extension. The Western Ghat and the Eastern Ghat mark as the western and eastern edge of the Deccan plateau respectively. Okay, so the Western Ghat lie parallel to the western coast and they are continuously can be the cross through passes only. Okay, so locate the Thal, Bhor, Pal Ghat in the physical map of India. Okay, this was the extension of Western Ghat. So the peninsular plateau is composed with two-way, that means Eastern Highland and Deccan plateau. Remember it. Okay, so the next division is the Indian desert. Okay, so the Indian desert means it lies toward the western margin of the Aravalli hills. It is the undulated sandy plain covered with a sand dunes. Okay, the desert is means those area where only the sand is, all area is covered with, all land is covered with sand. Okay, so this region receive very low rainfall, very low, that means it just below 150 mm per year. Okay, so it has arid climate and low vegetations cover because of the lack of water supply. Okay, so the agricultural or production things on desert area is very low. Okay, so the stream appear during the rainy season. Soon after they disappear into the sand and they do not have enough water to reach the sea. So Luni is only the largest river in this region. Okay, so Barchan means crescent shaped dunes. Okay, so these covered large area, but longitudinal dunes become more prominent near the Indo-Pakistan boundaries. Okay, so this was the Indian desert. Okay, so the generally the desert area is found in Rajasthan, some part of Gujarat. Okay, after the Indian desert, the next division is coastal plain. Okay, so the coastal plain is the peninsular plateau is flanked by stretch the narrow coastal strip. Okay, so running along the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal of the east, the Western Ghat sandwiched between the Western Ghat and the Arabian Sea. So is a narrow plain. So it consists of three sections. One section is the northern plain of the coast is called Konkan, that means Mumbai, Goa. Okay, from that means the area from Mumbai to Goa is consist from the northern part of the coast, that called Konkan. Okay, and the central stretch is called Kannad plain. Okay, Kannad plain. So while the southern stretch is referred as the Malabar coast. Okay, so these are the three way. That means the coastal plain is consist from the north part, central stretch, and southern. Okay, so the plain along the Bay of Bengal is wide and level. So in the northern part it is referred to the northern Sarkar, and while the southern part it is known as the Coromandel coast. Okay, you have to learn these things. Okay, where the northern plain from where what name is occur, and from which part, which area, which side they can be consist, which area they can be consist. You have to just remember all these things. Okay, after the coastal plain, the next and last division is island. Okay, so we already have seen that India has a vast mainland. Okay, so beside this, countries of two groups in is island. Okay, so for India, Lakshadweep Island group lying close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. Okay, and this group of island is composed of small corals island. Early days known as the Laccadive, Minico, and Amindive. Okay, so in 1973 they were named as Lakshadweep. It covers a small area of 32 square kilometer. Okay, so Karati Island is the administrative headquarter of the Lakshadweep, and this island group has great diversity of flora and fauna. Okay, so the Pitti Island, which is uninhabited, has a bird sanctuary. Okay, after it, now we see the elongated chain of the island located in the Bay of Bengal extending from north to south. Okay, so the entire group of island is divided into two broad categories, the Andaman in the north and the Nicobar in the south. Okay, so it is believed that these islands are in elevated portion of the submarine mountains. Okay, so there is great diversity of flora and fauna in the group of island too. So this was the island structure of our India. Okay, you have to well know that India's only active volcano in the found in the Barren Island in Andaman Nicobar group of island. Okay, so I hope you all understand these things. You just have, in geographical portion, you just have to learn or set up in your mind that which places consist where. Okay, so for this you just have to remember the map. Okay, look at different